When did you receive the news that you were a Flyer, and just how surprising was it?
I received the news in my bed. Just got a phone call from Rob Blake, and how surprising was it? You know, after a year like I had in LA, another injury, same injuries last year, and then coming back, just never got really much of an opportunity to play after coming back. I had hoped for an opportunity to play, and I knew Philly was a place that appreciates players that play the way I do, and so I knew there was potential for it, but I didn't necessarily know that it would happen, or I definitely wasn't expecting it to happen before the deadline. But I'm thankful for an opportunity to play hockey because that's what I've always wanted to do, and I really just wasn't getting much opportunity to do that in LA.
Where did you live out in LA, and what was kind of the process of getting yourself together to get out here in Philly?
I lived in Manhattan Beach. It's a 10-minute drive from LAX, and just packed up, went and said bye to all the guys at the rink, and then got in my truck, had one of my teammates drop me off, and here I am.
Have you had any conversations yet with Chuck Fletcher, with John Tortorella, in terms of their expectations for you for these 20 games?
I talked with Torts. I haven't had a chance to meet with Fletcher. But I'm pretty, I talked with him on the phone after the trade, and I'm pretty, I understand, what's expected, and I'm just excited to play hockey and hopefully put myself in a position where they want to bring me back. That's what I want to do. So.
Have you talked to any guys that you had some past connections with? I know Tony DeAngelo's one. How
Yeah.
about any others?
Yeah, Kevin Hayes, obviously. I was traded for him in that Winnipeg trade, but I've gotten to know him pretty closely after. And, obviously friends of friends, teammates that are, live in Minnesota or, various places that I've gotten close with. So hockey world's a small world, and I've been around enough to I know quite a few guys in this league, and there's always a lot of turnover and a lot of new faces, especially the way the game's going. It's getting so young. But, yeah, it's a great dressing room. You can see it already. There's a lot of life in here, and I'm excited. It's a fun group.
I don't know how much you even pay attention to other teams when you're on another team, but the mantra that Torts has been stating all year is that he wants his team to be hard to play against. Is that something where even from afar maybe you thought hey, I could fit here given what they're focusing, what they're emphasizing?
Well, I think that follows him wherever he goes. Obviously, this is a town and a city where that's expected from this team and this organization. It's kind of always been that way, I think. As far as Philly goes, they always have some type of grit. I think that their fans appreciate it, and I think that it's just the way it's always been as far as Philly goes, or at least as long as I've been alive. And then, when you add Torts to that equation, I think that you get even more so that breed of hockey. The game's changed, and there's a lot more skill and a lot hard, physical, heavy play looks different now than it did even when I started in this league. But I'm a big believer in it. I still think it's important, especially when you get to the gritty time of year and the playoffs. And I think that's what this group is looking to build towards, and I think they want to start with that and build out from it rather than add it. Some teams like to add it and season it in, and then some teams like to build a core group that has those values. And I think that's just the approach that they're taking, and I think it's smart to do that.
Being in the final year of your contract, how do you view this final stretch of games as you look to kind of showcase your talents and make a push to sign a contract, another one?
Well, in a lot of ways, I felt like it was, for me personally, a wasted year so far. I started out well, was playing, good hockey, wasn't able to score early on, and then got hurt. The same injury I had last year, which is, hard to recover from, and it inhibits really, playing hockey for a little while, and then coming back. Like I said, I just didn't get much of an opportunity. My body feels like it's in good shape. I haven't played much hockey in a few months, And ever since I came back, I really haven't had any games over the 8-minute mark. And to be effective under 8 minutes is a challenge in this league, as far as statistically. So, I think for me, it's just I've been able to be effective with limited ice in my career in years past, but it's got to be consistent with line mates. I haven't had a lot of consistency playing with all sorts of different guys on the fourth line, limited ice. So for me, I think it's just getting an opportunity to play. I just want to get back to being the player that I know I can be, and let the rest of the expectation and what the team wants from me, kind of put that aside and just really focus on playing my game and controlling what I can control, which is my play and my effort day in and day out, and just playing my game. I mean, I know I'm not going to stick handle my way through guys out there, but I know my game's effective and straight lines and physical and hard to play against, and that's what I'm going to lean on to try to stick around here.